Click the link below for a 30-day free trial of Audible. Sukuna Nation, we are back in business. Well, actually, we never left. The doors never closed. But those who doubted us, trust me, y'all should have invested. I'm just saying. What a chapter we got on our hands here today, man. I'm gonna try to be real careful with the images I show. I'm not trying to have 6 different videos taken out at the same time again. But a lot of contention is happening with this current chapter at JJK, man. Real quick before I dive deep into the chapter, I genuinely hope that Gege's health is okay. I believe we had about 3 to 4 different pages of this really rough-looking drafts. It looked a little better than when Gege was incredibly sick during the Zenin Clan massacre, but it still had that same style, these really thick lines. They were still more detailed than that, but it wasn't the usual thin lines that he is known for. So I'm hoping that it was time crunch rather than something health related. We will see, because this is a little worrying considering we were coming off of a break, but immediately after those 4 chapters, it was back to business as usual as far as the art style went. Real quick pause on this video. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a question for you. Are you looking for something fashionable and affordable to wear anime related these days? Are you looking for an anime inspired t-shirt, a hoodie, a hat, or even like lights or anything of that nature? Well, boy, I tell you, head on over to animeexpressstore.com and oh yeah, they'll hook you up over there. I actually just copped one of these Megami t-shirts. This thing's actually fire. I'm actually so excited to get it. And ladies and gentlemen, I have a special announcement for y'all. Go ahead at your next checkout, hit code Daffy10 for 10% off your next purchase, man. Oh yeah, we sponsored now, so I can curse in this bitch. Yeah! Remember, Daffy10, DAFFY10 for 10% off on your next purchase, man. But man, oh man, a lot is going down in this chapter, man. And a lot of people aren't happy about it. So let's talk about it. So first things first, we have Maki getting Sukuna through the chest with the soul-splitting katana, and we get the reveal that the soul-splitting katana actually will almost semi-poison or stings whatever impact it makes. So basically, with the soul splitting katana, if you get a wound on it, it's not as easy to heal, especially if it's soul damage or something like a being like Sukuna. Now, obviously, this is going to be a little clear. I know I was kind of vague with what I just said. It's going to be a little clearer when we get the official translations. But basically, the soul splitting katana does like tick damage, essentially. So at the moment, Sukuna can't necessarily heal his heart from beating normally, which is a huge win for Jujutsu Tech. Now here's the thing, a lot of people in this chapter are upset because Sukuna revealed that he can keep his heart beating with reverse curse technique like he did in the juvenile detention center, and people are like, oh, this is bullshit, he put on the my Heian Era technique. This was seeded over 200 chapters ago. We knew that Sukuna could live without a heart, right? So this isn't an ass pull. We have known that Sukuna is basically revered as a deity. We know for a fact that he can do some really crazy things that not a lot of people can do. And people are upset for some reason that Sukuna is unequivocally #1 in the verse, but as he should be. He's the big bad of the universe. That's how we always knew it was going to be. There's something very funny with the last page of this chapter, but I'll talk about it later. But first, we gotta give some respect to our girl Maki, because Sukuna actually acknowledges Maki in a pretty massive way here. Now, listen, we all know that Maki could not take Sukuna on a one-on-one fight. It's just not happening, partner. No matter how low her energy reserves are, it ain't gonna happen. But I respect my girl Maki for being ready for the smoke, because she literally sat outside Jutsu's barrier and she got in that like sprint position, like knuckles on the ground and everything, ready to just dash in there like Usain Bolt. You saw what I'm saying? One thing about my girl Maki, man, she ain't no punk. I love it. So as Maki tries to, scrap with Sukuna a little bit, we actually see Yuji, who's like not okay. He's not really having a good time at the moment, and he starts, coughing up blood. And we actually see our big brother Choso come in and give Yuji some guidance on how to properly heal himself with reverse curse technique. Actually, I believe that this is more blood manipulation, rather than outright reverse curse technique. I believe Yuji's kind of fusing the two, or he was using blood manipulation to kind of speed up his reverse curse technique usage, or kind of just like help himself in the process, if that makes any sense, right? And I actually really like this moment, because I feel like these intimate moments in JJK are so few and far between. We don't really get to see them that much, so it hits a lot harder. So we actually have Choso being a big brother to Yuji. we haven't really had that many. I mean, the last time we saw like Chozo have like a big brother moment with Yuji wasn't even present because he was basically, summoning the power of the other death painting wombs. And it was a really cool moment for Chozo. And then we had Yuji basically saying, hey, you can think of Chozo as my big brother. But that was more of a gag, right? So pretty cool, pretty cash money. And then we have Chozo saying, hey, you're healing yourself wrong. You basically stitch yourself up all haphazard. You need to let the energy flow through you. Calm down. Imagine the roots are being sent all throughout your nervous system. Like you have like cables all throughout every part of your body. You make sure you feel every single thing. Very cool. Very interesting. Very interested to see what Yuji exactly learned in the time skip, because we're getting more flashbacks, like slowly but surely. There's a smaller flashback to like right outside Yuji's domain before it popped. So I trust Gege. I really do. Now, as far as Maki versus Sukuna, like, yeah, I just said Maki's not really taking Sukuna in any shape, form, or fashion. But what's interesting is actually we get to reveal that Maki can see Sukuna slashes kind of similar to how Mahoraga can. Now with Mahoraga was actually just straight up adapting, and it was able to like physically see it, while Maki, she can actually feel the effects. So for example, imagine like a strong gust of wind like is like heading your way. You can feel that wind, right? But what if there's like a jet that you didn't see going that fast, but you still felt the wind, right? Maki can basically feel the shift in air pressure that's going around these slashes, or the shift in the actual space itself, which is really cool because it's actually seeded in her awakening with Noya. With Noya's fight, we have her little simple domain training session with the sumo guy, I forget what his name is, and when she comes out, she has a different worldview and she has a different comprehension of how to fight. She can feel these changes in air pressure and temperature and all these different things. Like imagine each hair on your body activated and you feel every single thing times 2. Like even the clothes on your body. You know how like we subconsciously ignore our clothes being on our body? I mean, it probably just freaked you out that I told you this, but when we sit down, we think about it, it's kind of uncomfortable, isn't it? So just imagine feeling that all the time. Kind of similar to Daredevil, actually. Hey, I want y'all to be 100% serious with me. How many of y'all caught that Sukuna actually started whispering the chants for the world slash in all the rubble falling? Dude, that's actually really creative. My goat's battle IQ is off the charts. Let's go! Very cool. I love Sukuna acknowledging Maki's strength here. I'm very tempted to see how long she will last, because Maki typically, like Toji, is more suited for assassinations and sneaking up on sorcerers. So I'm very curious to see how long she's gonna last. So let's talk about the elephant in the room, shall we? So at the end of the chapter, kind of near the end, Urame and Hakari are kind of talking shit, and Hakari's like, hey man, we're gonna win, bro, and Urame is like, nah, no you're not. Now everybody can pretty much feel Sukuna's presence and feel his energy from however far away they are, and Urame is like, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, the reason his power is so low is because he doesn't respect you people, which I don't necessarily think that part's true. I think that's just Arame, obviously being a being a bigger, Sukuna gobbler than I am. But what I think is true, what we all know to be true, I don't think it's a think, I think it's a no, is that Sukuna has yet to go all out. But we knew this already. I think I literally just said this on my last video. We still have we still have a possibly malevolent shrine in his back pocket. I mean, like, obviously, when that comes back, it's over for everybody. It's so funny to me whenever people think that Sukuna's like been in like super big danger during this fight, because I mean he's been put into a corner a couple times, but we definitely know that he's the type to put himself in danger just to give himself more of a challenge. I just think it's hilarious how Sukuna throughout this entire endeavor has had a smile on his face, except when he makes direct eye contact with Yuji and he just has the meanest frown possible. Like, I know we give him like next level Yuji hater, but I haven't seen this much disdain for protagonist in years. This is absolutely hilarious. Like, even when like Yuto was cracking him in the jaw with thin icebreaker and sending him flying and all those different things, like he was still like smiling and like having a good time. But as soon as he realized Yuji started healing with reverse curse technique, he just got so annoyed. And then we also might have 10 Shadows back. I don't necessarily know. I'm more inclined to think that Megami's soul is like attached to that at this point. And when Megami decides to fight back, he's gonna take 10 Shadows with him. But also Mahoraga's gone temporarily, so that's like the strongest thing 10 Shadows has in its inventory. So I don't know. I mean, we might see Sukuna use Rapid Escape, and that'd be pretty funny. people are so upset with saying that Sukuna isn't going all out. And they're like, oh my God, Sukuna, he can keep his heart beating. This is bullshit. Here's the thing. We knew that Sukuna could keep his heart beating with, or be alive without a heart since 200 chapters ago. We knew this when he ripped Yuji's heart at the detention center. Even Gojo acknowledged it, right? Literally in their fight. Gojo literally was gonna try to rip his heart out. So I know for a fact, for a definitive fact, that a lot of these people that are upset with how strong Sukuna are Gojo stans. And listen, this is not literally me being like a Sukuna stan, because I am. But what I'm saying is that if Gojo did this, if Gojo himself were to like keep his heart beating, right, with cursed energy, and it was actually like dead itself, people would be losing their minds. Oh my God, Gojo, he's the GOAT, Gojo, way to go, Gojo, woo! Like, dude, it's crazy. The agenda switch up is so wild. Now listen, my glorious King Sukuna, he gonna come out with another W. He probably gonna take somebody out. It may be Uyu. I mean, that'd be wild if he literally just like snatched Uyu just out of nowhere. Yeah, people have this really weird double standard with Sukuna, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because he's the villain, but like, we knew that he was top like 3 in the verse, and he wasn't 3, and he certainly wasn't 2. So what's the issue? Is my question. And a lot of people are saying, oh, this fight's dragging, whatever. But like, a lot of these people like were loving the Gojo versus Sukuna fight, and I enjoyed the Gojo versus Sukuna fight. Now I think it's like an A- to a B+. I think it does get a little long with some of the domain expansion stuff. But actually, like Shinjuku Showdown itself, I'm actually really enjoying. I feel like we're actually getting really big steps each chapter. So no, I don't certainly think it's an asshole for Sukuna to live the soul splitting katana. I mean, it's just a sword. If he died to just a sword, I'd be pretty fucking pissed. And also, I mean, like, obviously, we know that Sukuna was gonna do something like crazy. He has yet to have his moment with Yuji where they actually have their, clash of ideals. Well, actually, I guess that's not true, because as I'm saying this, I mean, they've had every other interaction they've just been like arguing and butting heads with each other. So it doesn't really count. But very interesting, very good stuff coming from this chapter. Next chapter, I'm actually hoping we get to see the Hikari versus Urame fight. I need to see what Urame can do. I need to see what they have in their back pocket, what their domain expansion possibly looks like. I need to see more maximum techniques. That is one thing that I definitely think that Jujutsu Kaisen dropped the ball on are the supreme arts and maximum techniques. And maximum output itself is, it's just like, it's like a super Kamehameha as opposed to regular Kamehameha. But like supreme arts, I definitely think the most underutilized part of JJK. Besides Jogo's meteor, what's the other supreme art that we've seen? I think it's Urame's frost calm, or like the maximum frost or something. I don't remember off the top of my head. Oh, I'm sorry, Uzumaki. I'm an idiot. Yeah, that whole thing. But yeah, definitely interested to see where this goes. So what Shoko is doing with Yuta and Higuruma and Gojo's bodies, I have no idea. Could she be making a pact where she gives their life for all 3? I mean, that doesn't really make sense, like, equivalent exchange. But I don't know. I hope it's not some like Frankenstein-like thing where like Yuta comes back with like one of Gojo's eyes or something. That would be really stupid, and that would actually be an L for Gege. But yeah, no, people are saying like L chapter. This chapter sucks because this chapter didn't go exactly the way they wanted it to. But nah, man, I'm having fun. I'm loving this. You know what I mean? Seeing my glorious King Sukuna take another W. I'll never stitch you, daddy. I'll hold a brick for you, daddy. You know what I mean? Anyway, guys, it's been your boy Daffy. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this video. Make sure you leave a like and video and subscribe. Oh god, my dad watches my videos, man. Oh god. But I will see you guys in the next video. Y'all make sure you take care of yourselves and have a good one, guys. Peace. Also, why does Hikari still have his shoes on? I thought he like broke out of them bitches. Hold on. I just looked at the editor's comment for next week. The heat in the battle rises. Y'all know what that means. See y'all next week. Peace.